it's nice to go into Christmas at 7-4. It's nice to play really good defense. We did not play great defense last Saturday, and that was the focus. I think offensively, you know, tonight we didn't shoot well, but I thought we played fairly well on offense. And you know, it was great respect. I think when Alabama State, who is a man-to-man team, I've not seen them play zone at all, go zone. And I think that's a compliment to what we're doing. And we didn't shoot the ball great, but yet our defense was terrific, and that's, I think, what gave us the win. So, and I have a lot of respect for Alabama State. You know, they're 2-10, but I think they played 2 or 3 home games, and they've got to be everybody's guest to raise money for their program. And you know, they played 2 nights ago against Belmont at home, left after the game on a bus, got here yesterday, obviously had a workout, came in today, played, and they could have just rolled over dead, and they didn't. You know, especially when, you know, we were up at halftime or any other point in the game, and they kept fighting. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for their program.
Still, only 2 players scored your first 35 points. The rest of the team was 2 of 17 from the field for the game. I mean, that has to be a concern.
Well, is it a concern? I think Rodney's been good at scoring. Jeremiah's been fairly good at scoring. I think that, you know, Mike Walker's been hurt. He's another potential scorer. So, you know, is it a major concern? It's not a major concern because I think Rodney will get his scoring up. I think Jeremiah is capable scorer. So, you know, I'm not overly concerned about it as long as we score more points than they do. It'd be nice to have a little bit more, you know, the ball dropping, but I don't think Rodney's going to go 1 for 6. I mean, he's one of the better 3-point shooters, I think, in our league right now. So, you know, it'd be nice to have more scoring, but we don't right now, and hopefully something will show up.
Is this team at the point where maybe if style points are lacking or the lead feels a little bit tenuous at times, that's okay as long as you win? I mean,
yeah, I think I didn't feel like I thought we were in control throughout the game. You know, at times I was frustrated, but overall I felt we were in control because we were getting good shots for the most part, and our defense was, you know, they didn't get many good looks. So I felt like, okay, if we missed a shot, we still were going to be able to hold them. And, you know, there are games we've had 100 points, you know, like against Lamar. So the compliment was they went zone, and that kind of slowed things down a little bit, broke our rhythm a little bit, but gave us time to probe and use the clock to get shots. And then we mixed up the defenses a little bit, and I think kept them off balance. So, you know, it wasn't, it was like a football score. You know, it's bowl season, so I thought we want to acknowledge football and show that, you know, I think we scored more points than Coach Jones's team did at East Carolina. I think he had 40. Asked Herman, what was the most football team scored this year? He said, I think 45 at East Carolina. So we, you know, we outscored Coach Jones's team.
And they had an overtime for that too.
Did they? There you go. Thank you.
I guess my question, I was just trying to get more at just where you guys are. You know, 11 games into the year with 3 non-conference games remaining, and
right.
You know, do you feel like this team is at a good place?
I think they are at a good place. I think that I'd like us to get healthier. Like Robert McCunday wasn't healthy last week. He was not healthy Saturday. Mike Walker's not healthy. Pop's a little banged up. Jeremiah turned his ankle yesterday in practice. Everyone's got issues like that. But I'd like to get healthy, and it'd be great to roll into our league play 10-4. You know, there's still a chance we might get 1 or more players eligible over the next week or so. And if that's the case, you know, then we would have a little bit more scoring, a little bit more depth. You know, it's tough right now with Pop and Rob. You know, because their ability to score, you want to keep them in the game.
Sure.
And so it'd be nice to be able to throw another able body into a rotation. Awfully quiet.
Where does that process stand on the eligibility? Is it still transfer hours, or
Well, one is basically, I think, done. I just need to, there's no formal announcement yet. And then the other two, I'm not sure if they'll get eligible or not. There's probably a small, very small chance. So I'm not counting on it. But
one of the three is looking a lot more likely.
Huh?
But one of the three looks
Yes.
very likely.
One of the three is positive. Just can't. You know, I got to make sure we talk to the right people before we make a statement.
I think y'all are getting out rebounded
Yeah.
for the season.
We're not a good rebounding team. We knew that going to the season. Doesn't mean we concede, but we're not going to the offensive boards because we did at TCU, and we got killed in transition. You know, we were sending guys to the boards that weren't getting the ball, and you're like, okay, why go to the boards and open up the floor to a team in transition? So we've decided to send guys back, except for Pop and Rob, and and then defensively, we're not a big team. You know, so we've got to box out, fight, and at times we have Jeremiah and Rodney in a game at the same time, or you know, Jeremiah and Mike Walker in a game at the same time, and Ryan at the 4. You know, so yeah, it's you know, we almost say, okay, that's a stat that last year we wanted to be in the top part of the league in rebounding. I think we were. This year we're not, so we got to make up for it. 3-point shooting, we got to make up for it and take care of the ball. We got to make up for it in foul shooting, and we are really good in foul shooting. I think we're number 1 in the league, one of the tops in the country in foul shooting, 3-point shooting, 3-point field goal percentage, and we've really improved our assist-to-turnover ratio. And tonight is not a reflection of that.
Coach, with your non-conference schedule this year, are you concerned about kind of a culture shock, maybe when Ole Miss, Houston, and Memphis come in here in the next 3 weeks, and how do you guard against
Yeah, I think you know, listen, our schedule is not as strong as it was in the past, and I admit that. And I think that you know, to me, and philosophy now for the league, we've got to win games going into league play, and that helps everybody in the conference. So will there be some culture shock? Well, we played at TCU, we got beat there badly. We'll have Ole Miss, and that'll be a good gauge for us. But not everybody's going to be like Ole Miss in our league, you know. And I think that the biggest thing was confidence in getting our system in place offensively and defensively, and getting some kind of rhythm and confidence rolling into league play. So, you know, a lot can happen. You know, I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of luck since I've been here in terms of injuries and, you know, transfer, like the 3 kids that I thought were going to play this year. You know, they're not playing. So, okay, you know, we got to deal with that. And it'd be nice to have a little luck. And so you never know. I mean, Memphis has had some bad luck. Witherspoon's been out, and another kid transfers. And so when you come to meet those teams, you never know. They might be a different Memphis. It might be a different UTEP. It might be, you know, and we might be different too. You know, if one of our guys or 2 of the guys are eligible all of a sudden, you know, it could be a little different. So you got to play the games, and I think though this is good for us, the schedule's been good. I'd like to think we could have been, instead of 7-4, 9-2. You know, that adds up, right? But we're not. But you know, it works its way out. So I think our kids are confident, and that's big. Confidence is huge.
Does it help the league to get the wins from the strength of schedule? Because I think the strength of schedule is like 300 something.
Yeah, the wins, because what happens if our goal of the league is everybody be 70% winning percentage going into the league. So then when you beat each other, you're getting quality wins versus, you know, teams come in and, you know, they're 500. Well, someone wins and it doesn't help their RPI. Their RPI goes down. So it's good for the league because when you play each other, you want to improve your RPI by beating a team with a winning record. So hopefully we can get 2 or more into the, you know, tournament like we did last year. And that's all based on your feeling, like, you know, next year, all right, I mean, with the recruiting class and everybody eligible, we'll go 10, 12 deep. You know, we'll have guys can really score. I mean, all of a sudden, it's like, you know, we're already planning next year's schedule, and we're ramping that up to, you know, playing like New Mexico and American Airlines Center, you know, teams like that. So we think that, okay, we'll be ready for that.
Is that set?
That game is, I don't think the contract's set, but that's something that we've agreed to do. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Bob Knight, some Bob Knight classic. There's going to be like a double or triple header.
Steve Alford, you'll be playing Knight's boy.
Yep, yep. Oh yeah, you're the Indiana girl, I forgot. So, you know, it's taken, this process has taken longer than I would like, but I think, as I've said before, the program's the healthiest it's been, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time. The kids are excited, the coaches are excited, the recruits are excited, and you know, we know what we have in the pipeline, and it's good. It's good, and you know, we're encouraged going into the holiday break where we're at.
But do you understand why some people say, hey, this is year 5, you know, and it's pointing to next year, not even halfway through this year. It's kind of like, hey, this is...
Well, I was pointing to it, we should talk about the schedule. That's why I addressed it, because you asked about the schedule kind of being not as tough. And I said, yeah, you know, your goal is to win 70%. Well, next year, you know, according to your team, I said, well, next year we're going to schedule tougher because we think we'll have more talent. That's why I brought that up, not like looking to next year. You know, year 5, listen, I think we're behind where I'd hope we'd be. And I'd be lying if I told you that, but I think it's the healthiest the program's been. And you know, like I said, I know what's in the pipeline, and that's encouraging. You know, we have a staff in place, we have players in place, we have recruits in place, and you know, it's exciting. Are we going to win 20 games this year? We hope we can. You know, will we? I don't know. You know, but it takes time, and you know, I looked at like I was looking at, for some reason, when Steve Doherty took over Boston College. He was there 6 years at Cornell. He had 1 winning season. 6 years. You know, they're pretty good. You know, you know, to take over a program, there's a lot of things that sometimes need fixing, and some of it for us was relationships in Dallas, and that takes time. And now all of a sudden we get Cotton Giles. Now we're getting, you know, let's say Jerry Jones, right? He's already signed, and there's also you know, chances of some good news in the near future on some other prospects. So I could say that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that whole process takes time, and unfortunately, I'm more impatient than most people, and that's what makes it hard to look at records and say, you know, I've got a losing record, not only here but overall. But you know, all the jobs I've taken have been, you know, I had to help fix Notre Dame. People didn't realize it, but North Carolina was, you know, foundation wasn't stable, and then Florida Atlantic. And this one, and I hope that I was turned around in 3 to 5 years. So we're still in year 5.